dream of owning or renting a decent home in Ibadan is becoming increasingly difficult as the price of accommodations continue to soar. Starting from skyrocketing house rent to exorbitant agency and legal fees, the middle class says that securing a home has become a financial burden to them and that they can no longer afford to pay their rent. Government reservation areas (GRAs), which is supposed to be made available for common people, can now only be afforded by the elites. In this report, we will be discussing the crisis of house rent and the impact it has on people. For many residents of Ibadan, finding decent accommodation is no longer just a challenge. It has become a growing financial burden as house rent continues to rise across the city. Many residents say a large portion of their income now goes into paying for shelter, leaving little for other basic needs.
House rent in Ibadan for the past 2-3 years has gone up like a missile, skyrocketing. So it's so bad, we are really not happy about that. It's like every year landlord and agent come up with one issue or the other to say they just want to increase the rent. And then we don't know, they will not even give you better reason for increasing the rent. Some will say it's economy, some will say, give us issues that we don't really understand. So as tenant, it's not easy for us.
Actually, the cost of house rent now follow inflationary trend in the country. That is the position. It has been going up and up, and government need to do something about it. Maybe due to cost of building material and inflation trend in the country. That will be the reason why. But the experience has not been palatable for the tenants.
My experience with house rents. I think in the past couple of years, at least I know in the past 3 years, house rent has increased drastically in Ibadan. And I'm of the opinion that a lot of people, a lot of landlords in Lagos, or rather in Ibadan, they're trying to compete with the current times that we are in as a country, especially economically. And to be honest, to an extent, I don't blame them, but at the same time, people are trying to compete with Lagos prices, and I'm wondering, we're not in Lagos. A lot of people that are staying in Ibadan can't really afford the rent that people are putting out.
The burden, however, extends beyond the rent itself. Prospective tenants say they are often compelled to pay multiple charges, including agency, legal, and caution fees, significantly increasing the cost of securing an accommodation.
What happened is that the main issue, what I discovered is that the main issue is the agents people, in the sense that some of these landlords want it better for Nigeria. Some of these landlords, they have good intentions for Nigerians and for their tenants, but the cost of the agents, the cost of agent fee and other agent expenses, and the advice the agents are giving to the house owners is making it difficult for the tenants to bear. For example, maybe a landlord wants to give out a 2-bedroom flat out for 500,000 naira as a rent. Agents may be telling the landlord that I want you to give it out more than that. They want to put their own kind of gain into it, and that is really giving us a tough time in Nigeria presently, especially in Ibadan.
In fact, around February, the owner of this shop has to sack my agent. When my rent was not due, so he came to vacate me from this place. So the owners of the shop have to intervene, and to tell them that my rent was not that due, so he has no right to evict me from this place. He wanted to inject me out, but the people, they have to intervene. So that's why you see me here today. So that was my encounter with him, my experience with him. It was a very sad experience, but I thank God for God's intervention.
We have the agents that, I've had opportunities to deal with them, and it's not funny a lot of times. It's not funny. But kudos to the ones that are still honest and that we deal with personally.
I think government should put on policies, regulations to checkmate all these agents, particularly these agents are the ones giving us problem. on one house you find 3 or 4 agents on just one house. So those are the one making a thing difficult for the tenant. The landlord is somewhere, he will say my house I want to leave it at maybe 700,000, the agent will say 1.5, and just because he wants to take his own part of the share, and making it difficult for the tenant. We can't afford it. In Ibadan, it's not like Lagos, and then I mean, what people are paid as salary is not like, you can't compare it to Lagos.
Residents attribute the persistent rise in rent to inflation, the soaring cost of building materials, and the growing demand for housing. Many say the situation has forced families to downsize into smaller apartments or relocate to communities far from their workplace in search of affordable housing. Some residents also expressed concern that government reservation areas, popularly known as GRAs, have become largely unaffordable for middle income earners, with properties, prices, and rent now within the reach of only the wealthy and the privileged.
The issue is that they have even been sold out. You get what I'm saying? That's just it. You are right with that. Well, I don't know. Well, I believe that moreover, we should think of a population explosion too. You know, people have decided to be living in the main cities. That equally account for the high cost of rentage in the housing estates.
What can you say about the housing schemes? Because nowadays I heard that government provide houses for people. Do you think that is actually working?
I don't think that works, because even my former place of work, on my salary, they used to remove house, decorated house, whatever, they remove it from my salary, and for the past 5-6 years I've not seen anything. In fact, my former landlord, employer, even remove it without even remit it to the Federal Housing Authority. So up till now I've not seen anything. I don't know whether this thing works, this federal housing stuff, whether this housing scheme that it works. It doesn't work. Maybe they do it, they give it to, we don't know. I think government has to do something on that.
To an extent, the government has a duty to provide for its people. Yes, but let's be honest. If we are being honest, they can't do everything. With the growing population of Nigeria, we can't, and the, how can I put it, the systems that are in place, especially when it comes to growing revenue in the country, the government can actually provide the kind of housing that we are looking for. And if we're being honest, it is left to the private individuals to do it.
While acknowledging the right of landlords to earn returns on their investment, many residents believe that there is an urgent need for government intervention to regulate arbitrary rent increases and excessive charges imposed by property agents. Residents are therefore calling on government and relevant stakeholders to implement policies that promote affordable housing, regulate agency practices, and make decent accommodation accessible to low and middle income earners. They warn that without urgent intervention, the housing challenge could place even greater financial pressure on families across the city.
I can't say that. I can't say the government are doing a good job because there is no rent allowances. There is no budget for tenants or landowners or house owners in Nigeria. Government is not making provision for that. So they are not really looking into it. But I will plea to the Nigerian government, if they can regulate the accommodation price in Nigeria, at least let them give the tenants and the agents the range of rents we should be paying as a tenant.
What I think is the government can actually regulate or put more regulations to those private individuals that are setting rent, because I mean, there used to be a rent review tribunal, there used to be things like that, but right now everybody's just doing as they please, and it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. So if we are to implore the government, they should find a way to just regulate the rent prices in Nigeria. That's my opinion.
The way for us is to listen to the masses. Because people are suffering. Look, I'm on the roadside here. You can see if in the next 10-15 minutes you see beggars, people who are fully fit, not that they're handicapped, fully fit, begging. They're hungry. There's hunger in the land now. So they should, I mean, they should listen to the masses. It's not staying their this thing, their comfort zone, and they enjoy themselves. They should listen to the masses. It's not only the campaign time they will come to people and ask them that to vote for them. No. So they should do something better.
They believe that without urgent intervention, the housing crisis in Ibadan and its environs will continue to worsen, leaving many families struggling to find affordable places to live. With my producer, Sharif Oyewole, I am Victoria Wilson of Rulers World News.